It was the middle of the night, 1:30 a.m. You hear this thundering sound. Take us through the first frantic minutes.
Well, I woke up to the walls of the apartment shaking. I remember Jeanette jumped out of bed quickly to check on the kids. The kids had been awake watching Netflix at that time, but she called me out because the chandeliers and the pendant lights that are in our dining room were swaying back and forth. So she was like, I think we need to get out of here. A few minutes later, the fire department showed up. The response was incredibly quick. I walked out onto the balcony and yelled down to them to ask whether we needed to evacuate, and they said we needed to evacuate as quick as possible. So at that moment, we just grabbed our phones, our wallets, and keys, and went to open the front door. When we opened the front door, that's when we really were made aware of the devastation to the building. I looked to the left, and the apartment is half sheared off. If I look right ahead, which is where the elevators are supposed to be, it was just two empty elevator shafts. And thankfully, the emergency exit light to the staircase was lit up. So we sprinted to the staircase and opened that door. Only to realize that the wall had partially collapsed there. At that moment where it really hit me that we were racing against time to get to the bottom of the building before the entire thing caved in. At least that was my initial gut.
Yeah. I know, Jeanette, you were staying way up on the 11th floor of this 12-story building. You were right below the penthouse. As you were trying to escape, with your husband, your kids, what was going through your mind?
Honestly, I think in that moment it's just survival, right? It kicks in. I don't know how. There's no explanation. All I was thinking was we need to get out of here before this building completely comes down on us. After seeing the walls and how badly and violently they swayed, I honestly don't know how it didn't come down when we were startled, so basically out of our sleep. So yeah, that was the only thing on my mind. Let's get down, and let's get down as quickly as possible and away from the building.
And Justin, I understand that when you made it down, about 8 floors or so, you came across an elderly woman who clearly needed help. So what happened next?
I think we just kind of came to a little bit of a halt and just try to help her get out as quickly as possible, because if she doesn't get out, we don't get out. And, I think she was kind of a blessing in disguise when you think about the whole situation, because it takes your mind off of it. Kind of going towards her and finding a way to get out collectively. And, you just try and help people out, and it takes your mind completely off of it. We had to get her above the wall that had collapsed initially in the garage. And then, we were on one side of the wall. My dad was on the other side. We threw her kind of over. It was the only way we were going to do it. And then trying to get her onto the pool deck was the next kind of challenge. And I just put her around my shoulder and did kind of the same thing. And we just tried to toss her up onto the pool deck. And I think once we got up to that, we all started to take a sigh of relief. And you feel a little bit safe once you see the beach and you get onto the sand, and you just count your blessings.